So the scary thing about you is despite all of your transformations, despite all of your upgrades, despite all of your changes, you've always kept it real. And so when people try to look at you to claim that you've changed, to claim that you're fake, to claim that you're wearing masks, they really don't have any real information or basis to go off of. And as people start to do their own independent research on you as well, they start to see it as what it really is. It's you evolving, it's you changing, it's you growing for the better. We're all supposed to change, we're all supposed to evolve in our own ways. It doesn't always mean that we're wearing masks or that we wore masks in the past. And this collective, you really, again, even you've really just amplified your sense of self. If anything, you've gotten more confident. You've started to hang around the people who allow that side of yourself to be expressed, and in doing so, it's instilled that confidence, and it's really allowed that authenticity to be shown in a public way. So let's get some cards for the collective spirit, and let's see what messages we have for the moment. Wow, we have a lot. Okay, the artist, literally, you are a visionary. Okay, as creative individuals, creation is rare. Okay, everybody can be creative in their own individual ways, but when you're truly an artist doing your own craft, 111, you're supposed to have a style, you're supposed to have an element, you're supposed to have an edge. And a lot of times when people see that, they may think that it's weird, they may think that it's different, they may think that because it's different, it's not okay, it's not good. But what the reality of the situation is you are meant to be seen and displayed in different ways. Okay, I keep saying this in my collective readings, but sometimes you're not supposed to fit in the crowd because you're supposed to be on the stage, right? With the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, this is what I'm always talking about too. Like, you're constantly working on yourself. You leave situations, you leave groups, and you leave places that aren't for you. And so, you may have had a lot of friend groups in your life. You may have, moved a lot, traveled a lot. And people may have this misperception of you as someone who jumps ship easily or abandons relationships or is cold-hearted. But the reality of the situation is you're just constantly trying to evolve. And if the people don't evolve with you, you are going to leave regardless, okay? Like, you have no other choice but to leave because you're not going to hold down your weight. You're not going to slow down your progression for anyone or anything. And so you've walked a lot of independent journeys. You've had a lot of different people along the way, 222. And again, it's not because you're trying to claw people down on your way to the top, but it's, again, people don't want to do the collaboration necessary. And you put up these really strong boundaries of, again, you can walk your own path, you can do your own thing, that's perfectly fine, but I'm not going to be held down by you. And so this power emanating off of this collective is really beautiful, it's really inspiring. And this Queen of Swords, I always mention that she gets this bad rep of being like a bitch, but the reality of it is she only operates out of that energy when she is provoked, okay? You know what I mean? So when people cross that line, when people try to overstep boundaries, when people try to steer you off your course, again, you have walked a path alone before, you've left hard situations before, you've made really difficult choices. But the root of it is this 313, you always choose yourself. And so in doing so and having that authenticity, that's why you're rising to this power. That's why you're rising to the success. And again, this is just your reminder that you're an artist, you're a visionary, you're a creative. You're meant to do things differently. You're supposed to have that edge. You're supposed to have that difference. Not everything is supposed to be the same. 333. Any final messages for this collective? Justice card coming out, and the Magician. Your justice is coming. Again, I feel like this collective has gotten a little bit maybe bitter towards love, friendships, family, because again, you've been so used to leaving things behind. You've been so used to, proving a point. And here's the thing. Confirmation. As you've been moving into your highest timeline, you've literally been sending out that signal to those around you that they have to match the vibe. And so even though you may have had these temporary journeys, as you're we can constantly evolve and rise, but as you're really standing in this authenticity and as this justice is being served and the scales are being balanced, that's when you can manifest the good stuff. And that's when the good stuff is coming in. And you know that you have a soul family. You know that you have divine friends. You know that you have divine connections out there. It's just you have to find them. And the way that you find them is you step further and further into that authenticity. And you've been doing that. You've been keeping it real. And if you haven't found your soul family yet, I promise you will. Just by being yourself. That is the only way to do it. You have to shed all of those masks. You have to shed all of those layers. And again, people think that you have a lot of those. But the reality of the situation is you have none of those. So that is the tea on this collective. That is what I have for you. If you need me for a personal, a working, or would like to order any of my oils, link in bio only.